coach who took the All Blacks to World Cup glory back in 2011, but he was already a superstar before he came in to coach the All Blacks. I think Wales enjoyed probably their best run, something like 11 or 12 unbeaten wins under his tutelage, and about what was it, 5 Tri-Nations championships as well under Graham Henry. So wonderful stuff by him, and this game is played to honour him. And we have some very special people in the studios with us. We've got President of Sri Lanka Rugby, Pavitra Fernando, in the studios. We've got Dushan Luke, coach of Sri Lanka, and we've got the two men in the spotlight as well. The skipper for the New Zealand under-85 team, Jared Percival, and coach Ben Cinnamon. Interesting surname, Ben.
Cinnamon with an S.
Cinnamon with an S. Gentlemen, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here on the Gold Morning Drive.
Thank you for having us. Great to be here.
And guys, okay, Pavitra, the first question is to you now. Since you took over Sri Lanka Rugby, what are the major changes that you've implemented to the betterment of Sri Lanka Rugby?
Oh, well, we want to increase the competitiveness of our domestic structure and bring back crowds to the Club Rugby League. As you know, back in the day when we were playing, we had foreign players playing in the league, and that was stopped sometime about a few 10 years ago, and that really reduced the crowds coming into the Club Rugby. Hello. And we changed that immediately. There was a good response. There was a much better league, and we also changed the structure of our domestic competition, where we introduced a grand final into the league competition.
That's right.
In line with like Super Rugby, Premiership, because for 15 years there was so many. Last 30 years, I think 15 years were decided. The league competition was decided by the start of the second round. So many dead rubbers. The entire second round was dead rubbers. So that's changed. We had a fantastic grand final this year with a lot of entertainment, opening ceremonies and halftime entertainment and stuff like that. People loved it, and it was a really, really good spectacle.
Yes, it was.
So and after that, we had SLR 7 series, where we had international team from Dubai participating with lots of Fijians playing for them as well, raising the bar for our players to
lift themselves up, lift their game up.
And so that's why when we're playing, our main goal this year is trying to go for Asian Games medal, and we're playing teams like Fiji and Hong Kong. They have lots of foreign players playing, and we need to get prepared for that, and that was the idea. So those are the few things that we did before these things came down, and now
and now we have this, another historic encounter. Right, Jared and Ben, now we know, I mean, a lot of people do know that the New Zealand rugby structure is one of the best in the world, right? To what do you attribute this?
It's a really good question. I think rugby's just ingrained in the culture from when you're such a young age. I remember I probably played my first game when I was 3 years old, and I didn't have a choice. And no matter which region you're from, whether you're from a small rural town or a big city, you know there's a pathway for you, and you know that you can achieve your goals if you want to.
Right.
And this under-85s grade and New Zealand under-85s team is another example of that, just helping keep people in the game, providing another opportunity to play, and now wear a black jersey. So rugby's everywhere.
Jared, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, no, it's like being said, it's ingrained from
You're born with the rugby ball.
Once you leave the worm, you've got a rugby ball in your hands.
There you go.
And my memories were growing up at home, playing against my older brother in the backyard, and just being so competitive that I would try to win at all costs. You know, like rugby was a massive part of it. So it's from day dot, you know, you're a rugby player.
Sure.
And another gentleman who's probably started that young, I'm sure, as well, Sri Lanka coach Dushan Luke with us as well. How's the build-up to the game after a very successful league season with CRNFC, and how's the build-up in the Sri Lankan camp been up to this game?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Nathan. I'm not sure whether I should tell you all the information since.
Oh, no, I don't. No trade secrets out here.
So the boys have been together for about 3 weeks now, and we played two training matches
Yeah.
with the Malaysian club side.
Yeah.
And we had about 45 boys in the squad, so we give everyone a chance to play and put their hand up for that jersey.
Mhm.
So I think the selectors after those two games have picked a squad of 35, which we will be naming the final 23 maybe on Thursday. So I think the boys have been working hard in this 3 weeks.
That's lovely to hear. Back to you, Pavitra. What have you seen as the major setback for Sri Lankan rugby over the years?
Well, I see that as we, like, if you give small numbers, for example, there was 2,700 odd players who played the under 19 schools tournament last year. I believe out of about 1,000 of them were in their final year who left school, and we had only 38 players who transitioned into the club rugby this year. So there's majority of our players just stopped playing after.
Why?
schools.
Why?
Well, there's no future. There's no enough payments, no professional here. So most of them migrate. They play,
Go for higher studies and
higher
whatnot.
studies, and they focus on their careers. Like best players I ever played with, majority of them didn't continue. And even the ones who continued played for 2-3 years for club and national and
That's it.
left. So maximum, and that's something that we need to change, hope to change, and start. So that's one thing that we've done this year. After we come back, we started our contracts for our national boys for the 7th. It's the first step, yeah. So 7th boys are getting contracts. They're going to be full-time professionals. Come first week of May, they'll be signed up. The contracts are now being cleared by the players, and we're just in the process of signing the boys up. So they'll be on an initial contract of a short 6-month contract initially,
Right.
up until the end of Asian Games. But that's a start. That's what you need. You need
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
on top of
You
that,
gotta start
plus
somewhere.
payments. They need to get paid more and have opportunity because sporting career is.
Be
you can
more
play rugby
professional
now,
about it.
You can play rugby for till 30, 35 now maybe, like Brody. But you can't play forever, so you need to make whatever you're making in that time.
True.
So what happens with most of the guys who play rugby here, they don't really focus on their studies or their career, and they're finished and they're stuck. There's nothing they can do. So we promoting. We're really promoting our players, especially before I came to this role, we were at SIA, and with Coach Luque as well. And I know some of the clubs are actively promoting education as part of their contracts.
Lovely.
And we encourage others to do the same, and I also always encourage our players to focus on their career, so at least have something lined up so you know that you're working towards something.
Now there's more attraction apart from rugby as well to get them
It's very
stick
important.
around.
Yeah, of course, if you can get it high, the payments, sponsorships enough to pay more and more, we'd like to do that and hope to continue to. We got fantastic talent at school level.
We do.
Fantastic depth of players. Like we go play in the Asian competition last year again, and we beat Hong Kong with 1 month training.
Yeah.
Just like that, and we lost to them in the final, but we beat them in the
In
and
the,
we was placed second,
yeah, exactly.
and that's one pretty much not even a month's training. So we have it. We just need to keep these players in the system, give them a future, and that's what we need to do.
All right, we'll get back to our special guest in just a tick. Right now, back into the hits. It's precisely 4 minutes past 8. Good morning.